Evening. Welcome back to Street Rust. Thank you for clicking on here and taking a look. I want to give you a quick update what's going on with the channel. Number one, today it's late February, a balmy 65 degrees in northwest Arkansas, and we're supposed to have snow Friday, so that tells you a little bit about our weather. But we're up to 70 subscribers. I'm excited about that. I know there are people out there with 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 1.5 million subscribers, but you know, they say the hardest obstacle in the beginning is to get it to 100, so that's the first goal. And for those 70 subscribers, I want to thank you and appreciate you subscribing and watching my videos. So anyway, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. It's a blessing to me. It's free to you. So anyway, what else is on my list here? What is going on? I've got the Chrysler back in the garage, and last night I made a decision. This has been on my bucket list for a long time. My son, my 16-year-old son and me are going to take this car and we're going to go on hot rod power tour. So hooray. So I'm absolutely excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous driving. I'm in northwest Arkansas. Power tour is going to start in Atlanta, go through the Carolinas, and wind up at Bristol in Tennessee. So kind of nervous, kind of excited. So we got a lot of work to do. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do tonight, I've got a lot of stuff laid out. I'm just going to give you guys a general overview. I'm going to pop the trunk, hood's already up, give you an overview of this car, and show you what we got to do. And I've already started. Let me grab it. Already started our list of things that we need to do, and there's a lot on this list. But this is, when I say running and driving, the gas tank's out. You'll see that in a second. But it does run. I've got an auxiliary gas tank on it right now. So running and driving car. 383 was rebuilt probably about 10 years ago, but it's been setting ever since. So we're looking good there. Transmission seems to be okay. So drivetrain's looking pretty good, but we're going to be going through everything A to Z. We've got 3 months. It's end of February. I think power tour starts on the 12th, something like that. So we got to leave a couple days early to get from northwest Arkansas to Atlanta. And we just got a lot to do. We're going to do it. We're going to have fun. So I'm going to get this camera off the stand. I'm going to kind of give you a walk around of what we got going on. Okay, here we go on the tour of the 1968 Chrysler Newport. And we'll go ahead and take a glance inside here and let you see what's going on. I meant to mention earlier, you know, we're a channel about reviving, restoring old cars, rusty cars, getting them back on the road. For the next 3 months, though, I'm going to have to apply all resources to this vehicle. You know, new channel, don't have a lot of monetary resources. I'm going to pump everything I can into this so that we can record this entire process, from getting the car ready to traveling to Hot Rod Power Tour 2023 and getting back home. Then we'll jump on another vehicle. Anyway, you can take a look. I've got all of the dash parts out because I have the heater box. If any of you know about these older cars, there should be a heater box in there, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I've got all the parts laid out. You can see that the only really rust here is in the floor. It's not significant. It looks like this is probably where the heater core leaked down into. It looks pretty good. Obviously, the roof of it, I'm gonna do some work up there. I'm gonna be cleaning that up, hit it with some rust neutralizer, and put maybe just some sound deadening panels up there. Don't know what I'm doing with the seat. It's an electric seat, man. It's hard to beat, and it's comfortable. Let's look at the back seat here. This is my handiwork from like last year, and it's already faded. This is our Mexican blanket seat cover that we did ourselves. So let me show you the floor back here. I'm gonna grab the light. You can see this thing is just in rocking good condition. This thing is solid as can be as far as inside here. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the trunk. See if I can get this out. We got Chrysler keys upside down. There we go. All right, you could live in this trunk. Let me get the light over here for us. So anyway, you can see I got a lot of parts and stuff back here. You can see that this side is immaculate. You can see that this side is not immaculate. We got some rust down there in the quarter panel, and we'll be stabilizing that. You can see some of that in here, right here. Okay, I'm not very good with the lights, folks, so forgive me. Got these awesome fender skirts though. Look at there. Those are awesome. Let's take a quick look at the engine. Walk up here to the front. As I mentioned, I do have the paperwork. This thing was rebuilt. This is a running 383. I put out a video last month rebuilding the 2-barrel BBD2 Carter carburetor, and it seems to be running fine. You can see I've got my little auxiliary tank right here, and we got some work to do in here. I'd like to see AC working in this car, but that's at the bottom of my list. Okay, all right, so let me kill this light. We're gonna move over here to the parts and kind of show you what's going on. First of all, I want to show you, I had to save up for this. This is the new carpeting. That's the OEM color, which I decided to go with that versus black, so it would match everything on the inside. Pretty excited about that. Then let me go back over here. This assembly is what we're going to be working on tonight. The first thing, this is the AC part, condenser, and then, or the evaporator, I can't remember which is which. This is the one that's in the car, and this is your dual slab heater core. And these, you got to remember, the 68 Chrysler was kind of a luxury car, not top of the line. I think the New Yorker was top of the line, but these heater cores are hard to find, number one. Number two, very expensive, and finding a shop these days that can repair is almost impossible. So that's a dual slab. It's got a dual core there. It's all one piece. And if you come over here, you can see the new one that I have right here. That's what we're going to be using in the heater box here. Got our fan, got a bunch of miscellaneous parts that I got to remember where they go. I took lots of pictures though. All right, so that's the heater box. Then I told you we had the gas tank out. Now I cleaned this. Here's what I did with this. I went to Dollar Tree and bought 5 bottles of, it's a toilet bowl cleaner. It's got some kind of acid in it. I mix it with water. Let me shoot down in here for you. I mixed it with water and sealed this up. Hopefully you can see how that is down there. Oh, sorry for that. You can see down there, it's already started to surface rust again though. It's clean deep down in there. I'm gonna have to clean this in. What I've decided to do is because the tank is good and it doesn't leak, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the 75 bucks and buy the restore kit. That gas tank right there is pushing $400. We got all kinds of miscellaneous parts that I've been collecting over the last year or so. The sending unit, here's the old sending unit. This sock is really ate up, it's brittle. We got the new sending unit. We got the new gaskets and collars that go in there. I got a PCV valve, solenoid, ballast resistors, generic windshield wiper tank. Let's look at all these parts real quick. Here's all the dash parts. The radio, I actually got this radio working this past winter. Did some cleaning and tuning on it. It's actually working. And there's the speakers. I'll get back. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the intake. My goal, don't know if I'm going to get there or not, is to put a 4-barrel intake, which I had this wine right here, and it's off a 69 Roadrunner. It's period correct, and I want a 4-barrel on it. Haven't decided, Hollier, Edelbrock, and I'd like to have the high performance exhaust manifolds, and they're used $400 or $500. So that's the plan. This is all the interior ductwork for the heater core. We got all the seal plates and some more interior parts. So we have a lot to do. So let's get to work on this heater box so we can try to get it in. Be right back. Wow, you know what? Sometimes I get too technical. Sometimes I'm not technical enough. So if you guys would be kind enough to leave me some comments down below. You know, that carburetor build, 2 videos, I got super technical. Overview of the car, not super technical. I know a lot of channels out there do a lot of, I mean, totally rebuild a car in 30 minutes to an hour. That really isn't my goal. My goal is to walk you through the journey and maybe get some education. Maybe I could pass along some of the knowledge I have as I learn through trial and error. So anyway, this is the heater box. I want to kind of explain how this works. This is the evaporator. There's some bolts on the back here and some lines. This is where the AC piping fits in, and then you've got where your these are actually drain plugs here. We don't have the heater stuff hooked up yet, but the way this is supposed to work, this big monster you put up in the firewall, put these through the holes and kind of bolt them in, and then you come in behind it, and there's a lip here and a lip here, and what you're supposed to do is put this over it. I'm all caught up with my vacuum lines. You come in here and you put this lip over it like that. I took the entire box out by itself. It was a royal pain in the behind. But now, and the tech manual, not the tech manual, the shop manual, it's vague, but it's not, okay? So I took a lot of pictures. So here's the first thing we're gonna do. First of all, to get this thing apart, it takes like 3 different nut drivers, and that's about it. I don't remember if there's any cross tip or Phillips on here, but it's pretty simple once you learn how to do it. Now this is out of a C body. Remember that. There's lots of videos out there on A bodies and B bodies and your road runners and your satellites and your Cudas and all that kind of stuff. There's not a whole lot of videos out here on the poor man's hot rod, which is a 4-door Newport, okay? That's kind of why I'm going over this. So what I want to do right now, I'm going to take that back off, and I want to get this evaporator out. I've done a lot of work on this before, cleaning it up and everything, but what I want to do is get this evaporator out and get some insulation in here. This box will sweat when you have the heat or the air going. And by the way, I tested this evaporator to the best of my ability. I dumped it under air, I hooked up some tubing to it, and put as much pressure as I could on it. There wasn't anything leaking, so I'm hoping this bad boy works. If not, we're going to have to be looking at an entire aftermarket kit, and I just absolutely don't know if that's in the budget, but we'll figure it out. And we do have a new heater core. It was about, I think I bid it down, about 225 bucks landed is what that new heater core costs. So anyway, what we want to do, there's just 2 little nuts here on the back, and we're going to take these out. We're going to take these out. I can already feel it loosening up. There we go. And I'm going to lay these over here. I should have my magnetic bowl, but it's full. I'm going to lay these over here so they don't get lost. Don't get lost, right? Yeah. We know how that goes. And basically, this unit is just going to slide out. You can see where the connectors come out. Right there. These are drain pipes, like I said, that come out of the bottom of the tray. Alright, let me get this back where you can see it. Okay. We're good there, we're good there. So where are we holding? Let me take a quick look at this. Don't want to force it. There we go. Just caught on the fence. Okay, so here is the evaporator core, and bolted onto it, which I've taken off and cleaned up already, this is your tray for your condensation. What we want to do, and I'm going to lay this over here, as you can see, I want to get in here where they've had insulation. This has got a little bit on the back. I think I may take that out. It's that stuff there. And I've got some insulation they're going to be using for the floor in the Chrysler, and I got some extra. I think what I'm going to do is cut some pieces. It's self-adhesive, and it should work out good for this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and as soon as I got that done, I'll be back, and we'll put this part back together. All right, push it on, getting late. I want to show you this real quick. We got some insulation in here. We're going to go ahead and put this evaporator back in and get it connected, and then we'll move on to working on this heater core. One thing, you know, for you it's the next second. For me, it's like the next hour. I spent some time looking at the car. It's been a year since I pulled all this out. I got to tell you, I got tons of pictures on my phone, and I would highly recommend that when you start cranking this stuff out, because I can't remember what was what went where. Got a general idea, but you need to know all the little details. So with that in mind, we're going to get this evaporator put back in, get it secured, and it should never have to come out again. Get the holes lined up. Holes lined up. There we go. Okay, now we've got these little screws we've got to put back in the back, and I'll show you a couple other small things. I went ahead and punched some holes through the insulation here, make sure that I had these set correctly. That should go right in. Let's take a look at it. Yep, we're golden on that one. And this one here. There we go. Let's see where we're at here. And we are we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yep, that one is in and tight. This one is not tight. Not tight. Not tight. Not tight. There we go, it's tight. Okay. All right, that's all in secured. We're good there. We're good here. Okay, a couple of things here. On the back side, if you think about, let's see how would this be oriented here. Get where you can see this. All right, this is actually totally upside down. This doesn't weigh much. This goes into the firewall. Here's your studs that go into the firewall. Here are the connections for the AC. And these are your drain pipes right here. We got some small pieces. This gasket will go over here as it pushes up against the firewall. And then we've got some other pipe extensions that will go right here. They're just compression fittings, just little compression fittings with the gasket. They'll go over there, and then all this will go up and push into the firewall. That'll be the first thing we'll put in. I'm also going to put a little bit of insulation on back here. Just to give it some padding against the firewall, because I have all that insulation out and I'm not currently going to put it back in. We've also got another gasket that goes here. Then on top of that, we've got to get all the routing done for the heater hoses. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, we got the back half that goes against the firewall done. It's sitting back behind me. It's got the evaporator in it. Now we're going to work on the front piece that clips onto that's got the heater core, and this is where our whole problem started. You can see where this was leaking. So let's get this thing. I've had this apart, put it back together so I remembered how everything went. Of course, I don't remember how it went. I know that there's, bear with me, this heater core has got to come out right here and there. So there's two little nuts. And they all can't be the same size. You know, even back in 1968, they couldn't make all the bolts the same size. The nuts, whatever you want to call them, tap screws. Oh, you know what? I remember that one's hard to get to, but it's loose. I can get it with my fingers. Okay. That obviously didn't do the job. So I've got there, there, and there. That would mean
But I've got other screws. Those don't go in. Wow, I know what I'm doing. Actually, I don't. But we're learning together. Okay, there's obviously another. Oh, I bet it's up under the. I bet it's up under the clip here. There it is. Yep. Those were the only two screws. It's up under this lip right here. Need to finesse it out. Actually, this is the old one, so I don't have to finesse too much. Let's see. What am I doing wrong here? Well, I can already tell. Okay. That's the door mechanism. That all should come. Oh, that's no, that's not connected. That's connected. And so I got to take out these two here as well. Once again, appreciate y'all watching. This is the beginning of our journey for Hot Rod Power Tour. My first on my bucket list, and that didn't do it either. So I am just not finessing this the way it needs to be finessed. And oh, it's this. This door opens and closes with cable, and there's a rod right here that opens and closes that. I got to take that off because see how that's connected to right there. So I can get that off real quick. Maybe it just popped off. They've been off recently. Of course not. Of course not. Nothing's easy when you're doing this. I get this off. There we go. There we go. Okay. And of course, I think I took the wrong one off. Take this other clip off. And that rod still didn't want to come out. So let's see what we got going on. It's there. It's just, you know what? I may have taken the whole door out to get that off, but I don't believe so. Bear with me. We're getting there. You know what? I can just take that connection off and we'll be done. All right, there's the heater. All right. This door, this connects to the door, and this whole apparatus, you'll see it later, this goes through here, and this is where your lines are going to hook in. But we're going to go ahead and take this off. Actually, I want to take it off right there. I'm going to take it off any way I can right now. Okay, so anyway. There's that connecting rod, and I've lost the clip, so I've misplaced the clip, so I need to find that real quick. All right, I'm gonna get a little better organized on this, and okay, be right back. It is super late, and I got to go to my super job tomorrow because I love it. I do. I enjoy my job, but I also enjoy doing this. Kind of got reorganized here a little bit. First of all the vacuums, took those off. That just helps. So we've already talked about this. This is the evaporator here. If you imagine this, if you will, is like this. Okay, your doors open and close for your heater, floor, and for the defrost and everything that hooks up. And if you would picture this being inside here, but it's going to be like this. Okay. Then, so this is inside here. Then this actually, this would be a lot closer like that. This piece here comes in the side hole, and there's 4 screws that go there. And these are O-rings. That's kind of a compression fitting, which is kind of scary. Okay, so, but it is held together. As long as the O-rings are good, we should be fine. And then what that does is when this is all together, it comes out here, it shoots right here through the firewall. All right, now you think, oh, we're good. Well, no, because there's no valve in between. What Chrysler did is down below the unit on the firewall, there is a control unit that's manually hooked to a cable for your hot and your cold. It opens and closes, so you have to run a line to that valve, then a loop line from one of those to one of these, and then one of these would be the return line. I gotta figure out which one's the sending and which one's the return line. Anyway, that's how it works. So not gonna be able to finish this tonight, but it'll be just a matter of seconds for you. I'll get back on this tomorrow night. We're gonna get all, first of all, that's gone. And here's our new one here. We'll get some new hoses, hose clamps here. We'll get everything cleaned up, get some new O-rings, and then we'll work on putting this back together. See you tomorrow. Okay, welcome back. It's a couple days later, a couple seconds for you, a couple days for me. It's Friday night, it's about 12:30. I'm tired, but I'm absolutely committed to getting this done. I'm out here working on it. You can see I've got the old heater core, I've got the new heater core, I've already got the brackets or the piping cleaned up, things of that nature. Just wanted it to look a little better, make sure my connections were clean and secure. Got a problem though, I want to share this with you. So the way that this works, this piece came off of here, and this goes into the front cover piece that clips on. And then what this does, these two pieces go on here. This comes out the side of here and shoots through the firewall, and that's where your connection is. Here's the problem. If you line up the old and the new, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I've got a good little over 1/4 of an inch. This one sticks out further. Now, this piece here, I could get that 1/4 inch there, no problem. This piece is not movable. So I got to make a decision here. I think what I'm contemplating, instead of using this compression fitting, I can cut this piece here, and everybody's screaming. I know this piece is actually not older than me. I'm 2 years older than that. I could cut this piece here and here, and I can use some heater hose and just make 2 very reliable elbow connections that'll work great. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, because what I can't have is a questionable compression connection that's up under the dash that'll take me, an hour to get to it. Especially if we're on the road, hot rod power tour, I need to make sure that this sucker is sealed up. So anyway, I'll decide what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this part cleaned up. I'm going to get the heater core in, and that's probably going to wrap it up. I'll come back and show you that when I get it done here in just a couple minutes. That's probably going to wrap it up for the night and for the video. And then we'll come back tomorrow, Saturday. We're going to work on putting this in, but that'll be on the next video. So I'll be back in just a minute to show you. Okay. Once again, a couple seconds for y'all. Over 12, 14, 16 hours for me. I can't even express the challenges I had here, but we accomplished it, and that's the goal. Don't give up. Just absolutely don't give up. Your car's been sitting around that you bought. You bought that car. It's been sitting around in your garage or outside the house for a year and a half. You pillow with it, and then it sits some more, and you pillow with it. We're just going to get this one done. We're taking this car on a hot rod tour. Anyway, with all that in mind, I did have to modify this. As I showed you just a few seconds ago for you, that heater cord that's in here, the tubes weren't, the one tube wasn't as long, so this compression fitting, when it went inside this hole right here, wasn't making a good connection. And I went ahead and cut those off. I used some heater hose to compensate for that. I got good clamps in here, good clamps.
I'm not worried about that leaking. So also, all of this is together. The way that this is designed is that this front part with the heater core you unbolt it, it kind of flips up. There's a lip right here, you take it off. This new heater core, I had to modify, the edges because it wouldn't fit right. Not of the actual heater core, but of the frame. It was just a pain in the butt. That's all there is to it. So I had to do some modifications. You run into that stuff. Once again, I haven't seen any videos on C-body Mopar heater boxes. So I hope that this is definitely number one of some value in that area from a technical standpoint, but the fact that you don't give up. So what I'm going to do, because this was so difficult to get back together, I took this out as a unit. I'm going to put it back in the car as a unit. Got to take out the front seat, get some room. It can be done, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So that's going to be the next video. I've got to do some traveling this week for work. I'll get back in late next week, the weekend, and we'll start getting this installed under the dash, get the heating system working, and then we're going to move on to some other things in the interior. We've got new carpeting, got to get a little bit of rust cleaned up on the floor and get that neutralized, and some soundproofing mat. That's what's coming next. If this doesn't work, if for whatever reason this is complex, it's big, it's a pain in the rear, if this does not work, my backup plan, you can buy heater boxes with the heater core where a hose just runs to it, and it's got a built-in fan. It's got you can buy them with 3, 4, 5, 6 ducts for like $100. That's my backup plan. I'm not going to put any more time or money into this. I'm going to hook it up. If it doesn't work, I'm going to gank it out and we're going to move on. Hot rod power tours in the summer, there's not much of a need for heat, but you do like to have that window defrost on those cool mornings. And also, I plan on driving this car year round. Anyway, so have a great evening. Thank you. Please like, please subscribe. Once again, it's free to you and it blesses me abundantly.